That offense just could not get anything done. I mean, Stephon Diggs couldn't get open at all. They couldn't scheme him to get open. It was a really ugly football game for those Bills. I can tell you that much. Pretty bad. So we're going to jump into a little college football. Also, you know what we had yesterday? A ton of fun in the NFL. I mean, it started off early in the morning, and it is very typical. The Miami Dolphins cannot beat good teams. But the fact that this defense for the Chiefs held down the fish to 14 points is absolutely amazing. Amazing. Then you got, I still can't believe some of the other things I saw. Did you see what Josh Dobbs did yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
What? So Josh Dobbs just gets on the Vikings this week, probably doesn't know all of his wide receivers' names and everybody in the huddle, and he goes out there and gets a big dub and beats Arthur Smith's Falcons, and you can't blame this on Desmond Ridder because he didn't play.
That's right.
Taylor Heineke did. It was definitely something, man, and you got to be excited because I like rooting for Josh Dobbs. I mean, he's always got a big smile. He's just one of those dudes who go out there and he puts in that work. And he sure put in that work. Deshaun Watson returned to the field to play this week against the Cardinals. And boy, Clayton Tune didn't look too good. That Browns defense is pretty nasty. The guy who replaced Joshua Dobbs, that's just, damn, that Browns defense is just solid. But Watson, very average day, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, but gets the job done. And the Ravens, I mentioned the Hardballs before. I'm sorry, my brain went off. Do you know what the Ravens do? If they play an NFC team, put the house on the deadgum Ravens. Remember what they did to a pretty good Lions team? They absolutely slaughtered the Lions 38-6. Well, another pretty good NFC team, the Seahawks, 37-3. That is beating some.
Yeah, I was shocked with that one.
That was absolutely wild. I can't even believe that. It was nuts. But, man, I'm going to tell you, we are going to talk with Jake Crane here in just 1 second. But I got to remind you, man, the Grove this weekend was beautiful. I saw boots everywhere. The weather was nice because everybody went down to Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. You can also shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. They got all the boots for your kids, for your friends, for your family. Ladies Boutique, Children's Department. It's all that and so much more. Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. What's up, Jake?
What is up, man?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good about this week. Good bets. Would like to win a little bit of money. Ole Miss survived. Of course, you know, my little girl, she cheers there. So we're down in Oxford. But I got to ask, man, starting down in Oxford, and you know who we're talking to, by the way. This is Jake Crane from Crane & Company. Him and David Cohn and Blaine Crane, his brother. You got to check it out. It's on demand on YouTube. I get up every morning. Instead of watching the same BS, I just go to YouTube, put on Crane & Company, and, man, I get educated. So, Jake, educate me on what Texas A&M is going to do about Jimbo.
Well, I mean, you know, the first thing I get, even when you have money, the way you keep money is by making smart decisions, right? But at some point, like we have to realize A&M is not going to run out of money if they buy Jimbo out. Like how much longer are y'all going to stay around this relationship as fans and just keep getting abused like this? Like 0-9 in your last 9 SEC games on the road, you haven't won the division. You really haven't won anything. You had one decent year during COVID, went 9-1. Everybody went through COVID, so I'm not going to sit here and act like that doesn't count for anything. But, I mean, you're paying this man this amount of money, and it's the same movie every year. You know, it's the exact same thing, and we talk about it, and you're the butt of the joke. You know, everybody hypes you up. The offseason, oh, this is the year, and eventually, Johnny Radio, A&M will probably run into a big year just because it's math. And the way they recruit, you have good enough players where you can find a way to have that big year. But that's not what they're paying Jimbo Fisher for. You look around the rest of the SEC, especially with Texas and Oklahoma coming in, it's not about to get easier. So the question becomes, I think the ship has sailed. I think it's done with Jimbo. You're going to finish 7-5 this year at best. So what is out there for you to get? Because you can't just fire them with no plan, right? Would Urban Meyer take it? You look at Jed Fish out in Arizona, Mike Elko at
What he's
Duke.
doing at Arizona doesn't even make sense to me.
No, like I don't think people give this man enough credit either. I don't think he's received his flowers yet. They may mess around and go 9-3, like for real. But when I look at this Jimbo Fisher A&M situation, if there is a guy out there that would take it, if Irvin would take it, if Mike Elko would take it, you can't wait around for another year because somebody may go get him. They may not be there anymore. So I just wonder, in a relationship, at what point do you have to cut the cord and say, I'm sick of worrying about what you're doing when I'm not there. I'm sick of paying for all the groceries and all the bills and the mortgage payment, and I'm getting no love in return. I think it's just time, man.
Are you impressed with what Lane Kiffin's got going on? I mean, this year.
Oh yeah.
I'm really impressed with this team. I didn't know that they were. They got a deep quarterback room. Everybody talked about how they got 3 good dudes in there. I just didn't know if any of those dudes are like elite. Well, Jackson Dart's doing it with his legs, with his arms. Harris is catching the ball. Judkins is running. But I think it's Pete Golding's defense that stands out for me. This ain't them same old Ole Miss defenses with like 5-6 DBs on the field.
Well, I mean, again, I'll never worry about Lane Kiffin and offense, right? The biggest question is one of the biggest questions that Lincoln Riley still hasn't answered, and it seems Lane has, is how do you achieve balance, right? Can you have enough balance to be able to not blow those 1 or 2 games a year where the offense doesn't play as good as they possibly can? It seems like Lane has figured that out. I mean, they have no weaknesses offensively. Lane's always been a run-to-pass guy. But it's Pete Golding and the defense keeping them in games. It's Pete Golding and the defense giving them a chance in the fourth quarter when maybe Jackson Dart's turned it over. Maybe they haven't been able to score a crazy amount of points. That's what cost USC. That's what cost Lincoln Riley when he was at Oklahoma. So I think Lane, the semblance of balance that they've had this year is a reason I think they got a better chance to beat Georgia than anybody has this whole year, even though it's on the road. Because they've got guys on the outside that can make plays on the 50-50 ball. They've got a good run game. If Missouri's offensive line can hang around with Georgia and their front seven, Ole Miss's offensive line and Quinshaw Judkins for sure can. You've got a tight end in Prescorn who can play, and you've got a defense that's going to make Georgia earn it. So I think it could be somewhat similar to the Missouri game that we just watched. But, yeah, I think this has been Lane Kiffin's best coaching job for sure.
How's Eli doing what he's doing at Missouri? I mean, if you're a fan at Missouri right now, you got to be super excited.
Yeah, well, he's been building it, and this is something that happens when, you put in the time and you have an identity and you've developed a quarterback and you've been able to snag a Luther Burden. You've been able to go get a Cody Schrader who may not have been the highest-ranked guy and help develop him into a back. A lot of it is up front with Missouri. That's where they've made their biggest jump. They've been able to have games where they've hit some big plays down the field in the past and put pressure on other teams. But it's then being able to line up and withstand not only, being able to run the ball against these SEC front sevens, but on the defensive side, being able to rush the passer and stop the run, not one or the other. Now, I got some questions about their pass defense, but without a doubt, this has been the most physical Missouri team, and that's because that's the way that Eli's built it. It's really starting to make him look like that extension they gave him at the end of the year was pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like a smart move right now, and Missouri's a pretty damn good football team. Georgia, Ole Miss next week. I was shocked at the line. I was shocked last week when Missouri came out on Monday. They were getting 17 points against Georgia. I loaded up on that bad boy last Monday. Today, I don't have the same confidence, but 11.5 feels kind of like a lot of points in this one.
Yeah, it does. You're talking about
Ole Miss, Georgia this week.
Yeah, Ole Miss, Georgia this week because I think Missouri's 1.5-point favorite at home against Tennessee. But yeah, again, Missouri was able to cover. I know that number was at 15. I thought that game was going to actually be higher scoring.
I did too. I had the over, and I lost that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this one was a little bit more of a kind of a smash mouth game. And again, though, think about that, Johnny Radio. I'm using
Ole
the
Miss
word
and Georgia and smash mouth.
Smash mouth game. Like Georgia, yeah, this is who they are. Like this is, Mandy Moore, this is us. But for Ole Miss, they've been the pretty girl at the party that can't take any constructive criticism. Well, now they're able to line up and go toe-to-toe. And guess what? If the pass game isn't just operating beautifully, they can still win the game. If the offense isn't operating at an incredible pace, they can still win the game. That's probably the biggest compliment that I can give Lane Kiffin, like I said earlier, is that if this game is 24-17 or this game is 27-21, Ole Miss can win it.
Shoot, man. I mean, I'm hoping. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Now, Alabama, LSU, great first half. Jaden Daniels he's a freak. Of course, everybody knows he got knocked out. You know, it depends on what you think about the hits. Football, things happen. I know we don't want to hit these guys anymore. We want to bubble wrap them up, but it's still football. But Alabama, they look like they're back. It looks like they finally figured out what to do with Jalen Milroe. Is it Tommy Rees? Do we have to start giving him some credit?
Like, I don't think it was a mystery. I don't think Tommy Rees and Nick Saban didn't know this. They see him every day at practice. The question isn't how did they find this? It's why didn't they do it before? And there's only one answer that I can come up with in my head, and I thought my brother made a great point. I don't think they were saving it. You know, the way that game was going against Tennessee, I don't think they were like, guys, listen, I know we're down at half by 13 in a game that we have to win after having one loss, but we got to beat LSU. You know, I don't think in that second half against Arkansas was coming back and Alabama couldn't score, and they're like, no, we got to save it and beat LSU. It's almost they had to be protecting him to not try and get him hurt, right? That's got to be the only reason, because they looked at the backup quarterbacks and they're like, well, if Jalen Milroe goes down, if Jalen Milroe carries the ball 20 times a game and he goes down, we're done. We're cooked. But you can't live like that, especially at the end of the year. If Alabama's going to be able to beat the Georgias and make the college football playoff and win some of those games, you have got to play to Jalen Milroe's strengths. This is who he is. That doesn't mean that he can't throw the ball. I'm not even saying that he's a bad passer. Jalen Milroe is a good passer that is only going to get better. But the job of a coach, and all we heard about from Nick Saban is bully ball, bully ball, bully ball all offseason. Well, it seems like they finally embraced the quarterback design run with Jalen Milroe. They finally let him start running RPOs, especially in the red zone. He's not sitting in the pocket and going through 11 reads and letting the pocket collapse and getting sacked. He's going through his first two reads. If he's not there, he's gone to the clown. Which, you know who it looks a lot like? You know who he looked a lot like against LSU? I don't know. Jaden Daniels, because Jaden was doing the exact same thing. It was a mirror image of each other. I guess they were just saving him to not get hurt.
Huh. What do you think about the hit? That knocked out Jaden Daniels.
I thought it was targeting. I thought it was targeting because that's the way the rule is written. But I don't think it was a dirty hit by Dallas Turner. I don't think Dallas Turner was. I think they couldn't touch Jaden Daniels the whole time, and he got a chance to square him up, and he did what defenders do. Like, but was it targeting? I think by the rule,
letter
yes,
of the law.
But I don't think there was some like mission from God for Dallas Turner to take Jaden Daniels out of the game.
I'll tell you one thing. I know Ole Miss fans can't stand Dallas Turner. He's the one who almost ripped Jackson Dart's head off when he twisted it around and completely ripped his helmet off by his face mask. But
if you watch that play, I mean, that's not, again,
I was just talking about the Ole Miss Twitter was going bananas. It was funny, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
It was absolutely, I thought, hilarious. Also, what I thought was hilarious is USC's attempt to stop Washington. Washington dropped, 52 on their face. They did it on the ground. They did it through the air. They did it, especially in that second quarter. They did whatever they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a reason that, Alex Grinch finally, and I hate to see anybody get I never root for anybody to get fired, but, at some point, if you're Lincoln Riley, regardless of how good of friends you are, you're costing everybody, dog. And Lincoln Riley, by letting him stay on, is costing everybody. We saw this at Oklahoma. Now we see it at USC. If you can't get a good defensive product on the field at Oklahoma or USC, you will never get a good product on the field defensively. I've watched you. It's not a West Coast thing. I'm not a geography major, but I know Oklahoma's not on the West Coast. I saw the same thing there. It's bad. Last year, the only reason that they were able to survive a little bit longer last year is because they were getting turnovers at an incredible rate. You cannot rely on that every single year. It was time for Alex Grinch to go. Now, if you're USC, it's kind of the same situation, obviously, as Texas A&M, right? You can only get what the market bears. Do you go try and grab Jim Leonard right now? That's who I would try and go get. Or do you think Baylor's going to fire Dave Aranda and wait, the rest of the season to see if you can get him? But if you wait too long, is Dave Aranda going to end up at LSU? Because I think they're going to fire Matt House.
Ooh, by the way, I just got to also ask you real quick because I'm running out of time, and I know you're a busy man. Does Tyler from, Scarborough get all the credit for the Clemson win against Notre Dame?
Oh, Tyler from Spartanburg, he at least needs 10% of one of Dabo's paychecks this month. He's got to get an assist. It's worth an assist, right? But listen, I picked Clemson to win this game, and people thought I had an arm growing out of my forehead. Clemson's got a really good culture in that locker room. They're not going to quit, just like they didn't quit after they lost against Florida State and went and beat Syracuse's brains out on the road. So, yeah, Tyler from Spartanburg, call back this week. I mean, say something about Dabo's mother or something. Get him pissed off again.
What are they going to do, Notre Dame? Is Marcus Freeman the right guy?
He's going to be on the hot seat now. I mean, you can't count to 11 against Ohio State. You barely survive against Duke, who I'm going to give Mike Elko his flowers. That's not a walk in the park. You get punked up front by Louisville, and you had Jack Plummer, and now Cade Klubnik outplays Sam Hartman this season. I think Marcus Freeman is now officially going on the hot seat next season.
Man, you just by chance mentioned Jake Plummer. I saw a couple weeks back. He looks like straight up like he's a hippie and he's a mushroom farmer now in Colorado.
Look, nothing would surprise me. Look, Jake the Snake Plummer, I know he's out there mixing mushrooms with sativas and making an infinity stone or whatever happens when you do that.
It's wild, man. Do me a favor. Tell everybody what you got coming down the pipe this week.
Oh, man, we got everything. We're talking a ton of college football. College basketball starts tonight. There's a great slate of college football games again this weekend. NFL, everything. Look, if you like, we have live calls. We go live each weekday morning from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's Central Time. That's 7:30 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern. If you like old school sports talk, we do live call-ins. We have a live chat. I played in coach. David Cohn played at Michigan. My brother played at Western Colorado. We try and break it down from, the granular standpoint while not getting too lost in the weeds. So, yeah, man, come kick it with us.
I'm telling you, it's the best show going. Check it out on YouTube for sure.
Thank you.
Hey, man, be blessed. That's Jake Crane. Now, guess what? He's been on fire when it comes to his picks. That's another thing that's also helped me. The last few weeks especially, he has been knocking them down. When you get a lot of money, we knocked it down this weekend. Lil Lee Sterling also helped us out big time this weekend. Take that money to Scooters Plus. Yes, Scooters Plus. Head on over there. Check them out. I'm telling you right now, you get over to Scooters Plus, they got the best staff. They're helpful. They're professional. They've got a wide range of vehicles for teens to adults. They have great prices. Financing options are available. You can go online to scootersplus.us and find out exactly what you can get. They have e-bikes, mini bikes, dirt bikes, motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, golf carts, parts, repairs, sales and service. Scooters Plus, 3425 Summer Avenue. We got to take a quick time out. Ole Miss, they got a basketball game versus Alabama. That's going to be Alabama State tonight. That's going to be on these airways. But you know who else is playing tonight? Your Memphis Tigers. Terry Davis next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. So minivans, sedans, JDMs, roll out. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. And with eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5-Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5-Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5-Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5-Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5-Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56 560 AM and 98.5 FM, your Mid-South sports station.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's
Welcome back to a little
so
Sports
savvy,
56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Got Brian Dacus hanging out with me, and it's time to talk some Tiger hoops. And, of course, some Grizz with our good buddy Terry Davis. TD, what is up, my friend?
Man, what is up? I know you had a fabulous weekend.
Ooh, I did have a fabulous weekend. I had a fabulous weekend with the book. Had a fabulous weekend down in Oxford. And I had a hell of a Sunday yesterday, too. It was, man, started early, lasted all day. Just feeling great, man.
I know you should, man, because I've thought about you all weekend, man. Johnny's winning always. His football team is winning, and I know his parlays are getting close, but his money lines are working like a charm.
Yes, they are, man. I'm telling you. Oh, what a great weekend it was. Now, I'm also excited because it's Monday, and usually I'm excited about Monday because you got a little Monday Night Football. You know what I'm saying? That's like, yeah, man, tonight we'll get down on a Monday Night Football, but nope, it's the start of the Tiger basketball season. Did get some bad news the end of last week. NCAA denied Dre. He will not be playing. They're not going to give him that 6 year of eligibility. But still, man, everything around this Tigers program is feeling really good and just different this year.
Yes, man. I got a chance to see them for the first time last week, and from what I saw, man, they're clicking earlier and better than they did last year. It seemed like the team chemistry, I think a lot of people take that for granted. And I think these guys actually like one another, and they want to see each other do well. And they don't care about how many minutes they play. They just care about winning and getting to the final Monday night of the season.
Man, this is a team, though, like realistically, there's not a Jalen Duren that's going to be out there. There's not a Wiseman. But it's a bunch of older dudes, a bunch of talent, a lot of transfers in here. But, I mean, the collection of talent, this should be a much better shooting team than we've had in a few years. There's more scores. Last year, we basically just had Dre and Kendrick. There's, like, scores out the frame right now.
Exactly. And what makes it so bad about it, you don't have to play them but 22, 23 minutes. And, Memphis didn't score 100 points, not even preseason last year. They scored twice in the first two games, and they might do it again tonight.
Man, let's hope so. So since you saw him, who's somebody out there that we haven't been talking as much about that you're going to be like by the end of the year, they're going to be just somebody that we're just constantly giving praise to?
Jordan. I think he's the glue. I think he does all the little things that's not flashy, box out,
Nick,
play their minutes, dive on the floor, run the court, finish our drive. Everybody know about the point guards and all the flashy guys, but Jordan, I think he might be the one that does the little things that secure wins. Man,
the nice 6'9" forward. I like that one, by the way. I like that. I love that. I like that a lot. Everybody in their grandmother is singing the praises of David Jones. Are you doing the same?
I'm singing the praises, but he is not going to be the best player on the team. Just trust me. He's going to be very, very, very good and very, very, very consistent. But he is not, because he scored all those points and assists and rebounds. I don't think he's going to be the true leader of this team. I don't know who that person is going to be, but I don't think it's going to be him. But I'm not saying if he is him, it's not going to be a bad thing, especially averaging 17 points, 8 and 5. That's not a bad stat line anywhere to go. But I think he's going to be one of the 2 or 3 players that steps up and leads his teams in scoring.
Which guys do you think are the best pure shooters on the team?
Oh, man. Yeah. Ashton, he don't have that shooter's mentality yet because I think he's a freshman. He's deferring. I think he might be the best shooter on the team as far as three-point shooter. And Quigley is pretty good, too. But he don't shoot that often because he's a point guard. But when he go in that corner, that three is pretty much pure in the corner. And, last year, we had to depend on Dre to, the dribble drive and take over, and KD to do what he did. But I think this team will be an inside-outside team. And Brown, he don't shoot free throws well, but he do everything else well.
Man, Jaden Hardaway has been here for a while now. What do you think his impact on this team is going to be this year?
Leadership. He's going to make sure everybody are in their right spot, and when he needs to hit a big shot or he needs to make a big steal, a big basket, he's going to do it. He's going to make sure everyone is in lock, sync, and accord with one another. So he's going to be he's the coach on the floor.
I like that. And Caleb Mills, of course, everybody knows, got big expectations. What'd you see from him?
Caleb is not a point guard. He's not a point guard, but he's not a two guard, but he can run the offense. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not going to be flashy because when JQ was out, he didn't do a great job. He did an okay job. So he's going to be a good, solid backup point guard to JQ, and he's going to be a nice little wing defender. So I look at his strength as being, an extension of Penny, make sure they're doing everything on the court, the offense in the right place, and I think he's going to be one of the better defenders on the team.
How's Malcolm's health, and how good a shape is he in?
From what I saw the first 2 games, the problem with Malcolm is he's going to give you 5 to 10 games, but we need Malcolm to give him 28 games this year. Well, you know what? I'll just take 20 good games out of Malcolm. We just need Malcolm to be more consistent. We all know he can do it, but he looks like he's in good shape. When they run into court, he doesn't seem to be out of shape as he were in some prior seasons. But I think he's got it together. He knows this is the last hurrah, so he can't half step.
So what do you think Penny thinks of this team? I mean, how's he feeling right now?
Penny's not going to say this because, Penny used to tell us what he thought, and, some of the journalists in the town ran with it and twisted his words, and when it didn't come to fruition, they held him to it. Penny thinks this team could be a Final Four team. Well, I'm not speaking for Penny, but that's what I feel that he's thinking. He feels that this team could be a Final Four team, and as long as they do what they need to do. Because that team last year could have been a deep run last year if they had did a couple things right in one game. It just shows you the margin for error in the tournament is so thin, and that's why I get mad at some of these talking heads that say, "Oh, Memphis should go 16-0 in the tournament." You can't go 16-0 in your conference because every game is different. People get up for you, because you're always the Super Bowl. Because Memphis is going to be the big dog in the tournament. Memphis and FAU, everybody's going to get up for them every game. The Tulanes, the East Carolinas, the South Floridas, all those teams that normally would have 500 people there, they have 2,000 people there trying to beat you up, and get some respect.
Well, they're going to be able to show this schedule this year's. They got Missouri on Friday.
Yes, no Penny.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no penny.
That's right. That is right.
I know. I had to remind you. Yeah.
Damn.
No penny tonight either. No penny tonight.
Yep. That is, was it 3 games?
3 games. He'll be back next week. Yeah, next week. After the Alabama.
So he'll be after Alabama State. What is it, Michigan after them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Well, Tiger basketball starting tonight, fired up. We're going to see what this team really is. I'm excited. Now, got to switch gears a little bit here and ask you, Grizzlies got that first dub, man. How good was that?
I'm disappointed in them because if you're going to win one in Portland, you want to win the one on Friday night.
The one with the tournament?
Yeah, the tournament, because they were up 10 points with 3 minutes left to play and only scored 2 more points. Man, that killed me. You know, if you're going to win one game, win the Friday game. That's the game that really matters. Because by winning that game, you assure that, you can go 3-0 or 3-1 and get job back a day or 2 earlier. And that's why all I want them to win the tournament for. Because they don't go to the quarterfinals. I don't care what they do in the record. I just want them to win. But at least they got the first win.
Do you think the tournament's going to bring more interest? You think it will? I mean, it's Tuesdays and Fridays is when the tournament's on. Not necessarily traditional football nights, but there is action, and they are having Friday football.
But the opening rounds, they don't care about those. It's the quarterfinal game and the semifinal game in Vegas. That's where they're going to make the money in, because the tickets for Vegas is already sold out because it's the same weekend. I think it's the weekend after the college football playoff. So it could be all gravy because nothing going on that weekend. So that's where they can get their money at from the Vegas show and the TV rights from that, because all those are new games.
All those are going to be new games. What do you think about the courts? Do you like the courts?
I like some of the courts. Some of the courts, like the Portland court, just too much red. I like the Memphis court because it kind of blends in. It's not overpowering. But some of those courts are really, really nice.
Some of them, yeah. They are. Some of them are pretty good, man. Grizzlies, though, they did get that big dub. What are you thinking about Bismack Biyombo?
He played well.
He got a hell of a lot of rebounds.
That's what he did, some rebounding, and you also got to look at.
Heck, I think he had 3 blocks the other night.
And he had some 3 blocks, and you know what he did? He kept Jaren out of foul trouble. You know, the little thing. And also, Santi Aldama made his season debut last night, too. He came in and hit 7 points in his first game there, too. So, you know, we didn't have the X-Man there last night, but they looked a whole lot better last night. It's amazing that one little piece can make you look totally different.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, when you got somebody,
but they still got to defend better now on the perimeter. They got to do something about that.
So, how bad is right now the Tillman's knee?
You know how it is with the Grizz. Just like with
they don't say nothing, do they?
They don't tell you nothing. You never know until you know. He could be out 1 game. He could be out 1 month. And you'd never know until he's back on the court. You know, Grizz is not transparent when it comes to injuries.
No, they really aren't. By the way, the Grizzlies also finally shot the 3-point ball well the other night, and they also defended the 3-point line pretty good against Portland, something they haven't done all year.
Right. And having Luke back, oh, man, that you just don't know how important it is having Luke back and shooting the ball like that. When Luke's shooting like that, you know, they're a better team. I think the chemistry, which we take for granted, is very true. You have got to learn how to play together with these guys. And I think they're slowly building that chemistry together. Because Marcus Smart, you know, he's pulling the bill. He's shooting a lot of wild shots, but he's not shooting as many wild shots. But I think everything's just falling into place right now.
It just makes it a lot easier. And shoot, he was dropping some dimes the other night, though. That was something that I was enjoying to see.
Yeah, it was good.
It's been good. It's good. But what about Zaire? He's getting minutes, man.
Yeah, he's getting minutes. But you know what? One thing about it, he's better than he was last year. He's still not as good as he was his freshman year.
What do you think? Why is that?
I don't know, man. You know, sometimes people just find out who you are. Sometimes you just overachieve your first year, and sometimes people just catch up with you because just like those freshman rookie quarterbacks, you see them a little after about a year, 6 months. You know what they do, and you know how to stop them. So people know how to defend the game plan for them.
Man, so what's going to happen here now? Wednesday, you got the Heat coming up. We're going to be back at the crib. What you thinking about this Grizzlies? Can they get a win in their house.
You know what? Since Miami's not a big 3-point shooting team, and with Memphis playing a little bit better, I think they get their first home win on Wednesday night.
Man, I hope you're right. The home crowd would love a dub. You know what I'm saying? That place goes bananas. Now, Memphis Tiger football put up 59, but their defense gave up 50. My goodness. What's up with the Tiger football? Hey, a win's a win, though, right?
Yeah, you know what? They gave up 50, but they stopped them when they needed to twice.
That Brown kid was killing the Tiger defense.
Man, it's like they take it out their own way. You know, those 15-yard penalties, those offside penalties. No, it's just the little things that extend drives. And you'll think when they would be tied in the fourth quarter, that's when they give up more points. But that's when they had two critical starts down low, and to stop them to secure the win. Because I thought when South Florida came out and scored the first drive of the second half, I thought the game was over when it's tied up 35-35.
Oh, man, yeah. But, man, Seth Hennigan was freaking on fire, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And I'm so proud it happened for Tevin Carter, coming out and getting his first pass, going 2-for-2 with a touchdown. I think the players were more happy than he was for scoring the touchdown.
That's always great. That's good to see, man. You love it when the team kind of comes together. But that was a huge win. That 85-yard touchdown to Rock Taylor, man, that kind of did make you feel a little bit better, didn't it?
Yeah, it makes you feel a whole lot better. And then once they got up there, they just had enough. Then they had enough points just to watch it out, and then they just ran the clock out and went from there. It was a great win, and it was a beautiful day for football. I wish more people were there. There were like 30,000 there, but it was a great day for football, and it was a great day a great win for Memphis too.
It was definitely a fun game.
And they got one more game before they have the next biggest game of the year, because they got another plus game this week, and then it's next week,
SMU.
if everything goes right,
it's
SMU here.
Who they got this week?
It will be a big game.
Who are they playing this week, though? Because SMU, I know, is next week.
Charlotte.
That's right, Charlotte. All right, man. Well, Tiger football. Seth Hennigan, by the way, he was taking a little heat earlier this year. Did he quiet down any of the detractors?
Man, the trolls gonna be the trolls, man. People mad at Silverfield, and he's 7-2, going to a bowl game for every year he's been here. He's never had a losing season. It's just people gonna hate because they want to hate, and the same people that's hating aren't at the games or not spending money or not paying attention to the NIL fee. So don't even worry about that.
Man,
they're like Selfie throwing for 3,000 yards, and they still not happy with him.
If they were going to a different conference, if the thing, for all this movement, is what has turned a lot of people away right now from the football program?
Yes, you know why we're going to turn them away? Because once they go to the Big 12 or the ACC, they're going to go from winning 8 games a year to winning 2 games a year. And you know what that going to mean?
Nobody's there anyway.
Exactly. You just got a lot of money in the bank. That's all that means.
Man, I love a little money in the bank, though. Terry D.
Yeah, but I like a lot of wins in the pocket, too.
Oh, I do, too. It's also, just I don't know. You know how it is, man. Memphis has got a little inferiority complex, you know what I'm saying, with all the big boys around here.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, if Memphis can win out, they'll get ranked in the BCS poll, and then the worst-case scenario, they'll be going to Tulane. Best-case scenario, they'll be playing UTSA here to go to the Peach Bowl.
That sounds like a pretty dead-gum good year.
Sound like a pipe dream. Don't say it, Johnny.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I did think it. Oh, please. Man, make sure you follow Terry on Twitter at TerryD515. Read his stuff at the Tri-State Defender. What you got coming down the pipe?
Basketball.
Oh.
Tigers. We got Tigers this week and got Grizz twice this week. It's going to be a whole lot of basketball going on this week.
Man, Hoop City. Little hoops coming from Terry Davis, man. We're going to do it again next Monday. Be blessed, my friend.
All right, my brother. Talk to you later.
That is Terry Davis. Again, follow him on Twitter at TerryD515. Read his work at the new Tri-State Defender. Check him out. Dacus, you going to be down at the game? You're the Tiger guy every Friday with Dave.
Yeah, I am.
You going to be down there tonight?
I am.
You got some work? You putting in that work?
No.
Okay.
I guess. I'm going to be talking about it on the radio tomorrow, so I guess
that's putting in that work, man.
Sure. Then, yeah, I'm going to be putting in a ton of work tonight.
Putting in that work, man. On the other side, though, we got a little bit of NFL stuff we got to talk about. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. And, yes, there is basketball all over the place. NBA is playing. But we also have an NFL football game tonight. Chargers at the Jets. The Chargers, 3.5-point road favorites against that great defense. Back in Two Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Want to play a private country club but only pay daily greens fees? Meadowbrook Country Club in West Memphis is your place. You can now play a beautiful, challenging course for only $59 plus tax, including cards. Meadowbrook Country Club features champion Bermuda greens and now is available to everyone. A membership is only $350 per month and includes tennis, pickleball, and swimming, plus a great restaurant and bar. Golf Pro Mark can even fix you up with custom-made tricks on clubs. Call 870-394-4186 today for your Tuesday through Sunday tee time at Meadowbrook Country Club in West Memphis.
Genesis Diamond's first ever 3-day store-wide sale is this weekend. 3 days of mind-blowing savings, up to 35% off. Earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, plus thousands of engagement rings, all on sale. Designer jewelry has been flown in from New York and California for this. Certified diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, and luxury pre-owned Rolexes are also included. Don't miss the biggest and best store-wide event all year. Save 20, 30, even 35%. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. And only at Genesis Diamond. Poplar and Perkins Extended. See store for details.
Memphis's oldest restaurant, Colette's, was established in 1923 to give Memphians the best Italian food possible. And I'd say they got it right. They are the creators of the barbecue pizza. It was Elvis's favorite, and I know for a fact that a large will feed one person all weekend. If you need to feed several, though, Colette's caters any event. Choose from homemade lasagna, ravioli, Alfredo, primavera, and so many other delicious items you can't help but enjoy. Impress employees or clients and treat them to Colette's for lunch or dinner. Plan ahead and get your holiday party booked at Colette's. Elvis's favorite place to go eat with his buddies at the South Parkway location, and Colette's even has an Elvis room dedicated to him. Call Colette's on South Parkway at 948-7652 or Appling Road at 383-1122. Colette's. It was Elvis's favorite, and it should be yours too.
Shopping at DriveMax. DriveMax! DriveMax! You get value.
Need a car that screams I feel good? DriveMax has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
DriveMax! I got approved!
Grapevine Liquor and Wine has the largest selection of bourbon in North Mississippi and wines from all over the world. Let Jimmy the Delta Boy help you select the perfect spirit or wine to impress. Whether you're looking for the best price or a certain flavor profile, Grapevine Liquor and Wines has it. If you want good southern treatment and the hottest prices, Grapevine Liquor and Wine, Getwell Road, South Haven.
Hotty toddy, gosh almighty, where do you get your bourbon? Flim flam, bim bam, Grapevine, by damn.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes Rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Bryant Dacus. It is a Monday in the Mid-South. Tigers tip things off tonight as basketball season against Jackson State. A little bit of fired up. Plus, don't forget on Friday, man, you got to go on the road and play a little Missouri action. So, no Penny for the first 3 games, too. A little something. If you look for him down there tonight, you won't see him. He will not be there. But Tigers are going to be there. No DeAndre Williams. NCAA actually finally made their decision and says no to the 6 year. So the 27-year-old, unfortunately, will not be a Memphis Tiger, but I have a feeling this is going to be a really fun and exciting year, and it tips tonight. Now, not only do we have a little Tiger basketball, we haven't even talked really the NFL at all today. 12 o'clock, we're going to get deep up into what we saw yesterday. Started off early, got a lot of stuff. The whole Dolphins situation, Chiefs defense is so damn good, but we got to figure out, if the Chiefs offense, do they have any viable options? Do you know who Pat Mahomes looks like right now?
Who does he look like?
The dink and dunk master himself, Tom
Brady.
Brady.
Well,
yeah. I mean,
go.
and this is a guy who likes to push the ball down the field. If Taylor Swift is not at a game, Travis Kelce don't look like Superman. You know? I mean, it's just wild. But
So I take it he didn't have a great game yesterday.
it wasn't anything to write home to mom about, I can promise you that. Did you think it was just super, super great?
I didn't watch it. I was at church yesterday morning, so I missed that game, unfortunately.
I'm so proud of you.
No, don't be. I missed a football game.
Yeah, but you know what, man? If you're going to miss one, going to church I think that's the place to go.
I guess so.
You know? But he had yesterday, what was his little stat line? Oh, my God, it was so bad. It was worse than I even remembered. Three receptions, 14 yards.
Wow, only 3 receptions?
Bro, I'm
That's
telling you,
crazy.
do you know Pat Mahomes finished a game where he did not throw over 200 yards yesterday?
That's crazy.
And they won the damn game, but he did
Yeah.
throw 2 touchdown passes. He's Pat Mahomes. But, yeah, his average yesterday was 6 yards of a pass, 6.2 yards a pass.
Wow,
Here it is.
Chiefs were held scoreless in the second half.
Uh-huh. I mean, it was
crazy.
it was a defensive game. It was weird. Again, did you think that one was going to be 21-14?
No.
That's 35 points. Didn't even come close to the total. Now, speaking of that, got a flip side because we're going to talk tons of NFL on the other side. I need y'all to help me at 901-360-8255. Try to walk me through this. I'm looking at this Jets-Chargers game. I've looked up tons of numbers. Everything in me is saying go under, and then if we go under the 40, then I have to take the Jets because I think that Robert Saleh knows 100% that if he wants to win this game, he ain't winning a shootout with the
Right.
Chargers. So he's going to have a heavy dose of Breece Hall. They're going to have a very conservative game plan. He's going to have to muck it up and make it dirty, a low-scoring, nasty affair. That defense is going to have to be awesome and elite, which they are. They are at home. And then these crazy numbers that I was looking at. Check this out. The games this year, if there was an underdogs in games where the total is 42 or lower,
Okay.
underdogs with a total 42 or under are 25-10-2 against the spread this season.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Man, I saw that and I was like, damn. Now, do I like the under more than I like the Jets plus the 3.5?
That's a good question.
I got to figure out which is going to be, my bigger fire.
Yeah.
I always go one a little bigger than the other, and you hope to definitely hit that one. But right now, I like the Jets plus the 3.5 at home. I like the under 40 points. Chargers, of course, they got a good offense, great offense. Their defense, though, has come around and has been better. And again, better coach,
Yeah,
Robert Saleh.
for sure.
Not a Brandon Staley guy.
No.
So I'm all over like the under, and I really feel like the Jets is the play here. When you look at 25-10-2, underdogs.
That's crazy, yeah.
When you have a team total under 42, and I don't know, and I don't think this thing gets over the total tonight. I really, really don't. I mean, it's styles make fights, and this is going to be a style that I don't think the Chargers are good at winning games like this. When it gets all dirty, mucked up, and nasty, I feel like the Jets get this dub. Do me a favor and don't touch the dial. We got NFL on the other side. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the Bag Boys.
What?
Bag Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag Boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-251-2305. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-251-2305 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-251-2305 to see if you qualify. That's 800-251-2305.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry, and they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Bartlett Small Engine has free pickup and delivery both at your home and curbside for lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, and any small engine. Call 901-386-9779.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, we have catered parties all over this country and all over the world, from Singapore, Australia to Central Park in New York, but many people don't realize how much we do locally. For holiday events, office parties, tailgating, birthday parties, you can't do better than the Rendezvous. For example, you can get a cheese and sausage tray for 15 to 300 people for $3.75 a person. You can even build your own nacho bar for $10.50 per person. All you need is a minimum of 15 people. In many cases, we can arrange delivery and full-service catering. We've even made it easy to get to-go items. You can just park at our front door in the alley, put on your flashes, and we'll get you going ASAP. For all your catering items and prices, go to hogsfly.com, click on menu, and drop down to catering.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
I have this one of those things, when things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Hanging out with Brian Dakins. Big thanks to Terry Davis. We talked a little Tigers. They kicked their season off at 7 o'clock from FedEx Forum. They're playing Jackson State. Kicking off that season. They got Missouri on Wednesday. You know who else is kicking off their season? Kicking off the new era. Didn't I say Friday?
No, you said Wednesday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thinking Grizzlies and Heat.
That's right.
Man.
I mean, just a lot going on right now.
A lot going on.
Sports world.
But yeah, the Chris Beard era is going to kick off tonight. Tip-off tonight, not kickoff. Ole Miss plays Alabama State. You know who carries all the Ole Miss action? We do. Pregame starting at 6:30 tonight. So hoops all over the place. But we got to talk a little NFL football. We got to talk a little bit of NFL football. We got an NFL game tonight. Chargers, Jets. Total is 40. Right now, I'm looking under and also looking at taking the Jets plus 3.5. I really like the hook. I think it's going to be an ugly, dirty game, and I think they're going to muck it up. But there's one game yesterday that was extremely, I think, ugly, and not very well played for pretty much two teams that I think are pretty good. And that's the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the only thing that matters is the damn Eagles are 8-1. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what matters. But, dude, that fourth quarter for both teams was ugly. And, again, Mike McCarthy, why didn't you kick that field goal? On that last drive, you wouldn't have had to score a touchdown. You would have been only down by 2.
That's right.
And you would have won the game. Like, why are you doing this? Why does everybody outsmart themselves?
That's a good question, John.
Take the damn points in a tight game, bro.
Yep.
Points are at a premium.
Yep.
Your defense had a great fourth quarter. Not really the third quarter, I'll tell you that. But dadgummit, Dak Prescott also had one of the best games I've ever seen Dak Prescott have.
He had a really good game. But a lot of people are blaming him for the loss, which I don't understand.
How? Because he got sacked? His right tackle.
Well,
let me just tell you something. I saw a lot of people saying, you can't take a sack right there. Well, let me tell you something. If your right tackle gets completely run over and in 1.2 seconds, sweat is up your keister, there's nothing you can do about that.
No, I think more people were frustrated about him stepping out of bounds on that 2-point conversion, at least what I've seen.
I mean, okay, yes, that. But again,
I mean,
you act like he wasn't trying to make
the
play.
Exactly. I mean, he had a linebacker. I mean,
like
run right at him. I mean, he's trying to make a play and just unfortunate.
But dadgummit, that is still that didn't to me cost them the game.
No, I'm not blaming
Mike
Dak.
McCarthy not
and
kicking
I love
the field
goal
goal is what cost them the game.
Yeah.
And also going from the 6-yard line all the way back to the 27.
Yeah.
And then just coming up like right short. I mean, oh Lord have mercy. Again, that's just because of the sack. But again, if I'm blaming anybody, I'm looking realistically. He was sacked 5 times yesterday, I believe.
Dak was?
Was he not?
I don't know. I don't know the exact
number.
He was sacked a good amount of times. I can tell you that.
I know I think it was 5. But I'm going to tell you right now, Dak Prescott
5 times for
deserves
41 yards.
no blame in that.
No.
Right now, you can straight up go over there and look at Terrence Steele. I believe that was the right tackle who just got absolutely destroyed yesterday.
John, anytime Dak Prescott finishes a game without a turnover, I call it a good game for him.
I would too. Again, the Eagles, though, what can you say? Philadelphia is 8-1. They can win ugly football games. They can win games many different ways. They find a way to win, and that's what matters.
Well, I mean, when you can start a drive and it be 1st and 8 instead of 1st and 10, what are you going to do?
Yep, that is true. They do have one of the most unstoppable plays.
It makes me mad.
Dude, I hate the name of it, the tush push, though.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Like,
but they call it the brotherly shove.
The brotherly shove?
What they like to call
I
it.
like that better than the tush push.
Yeah, I don't like tush push. I don't like the word tush.
Not a big tush guy.
No, me neither. I'm with you.
Not like a good-looking tuchus, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. But I don't like the word tush.
I don't either. But
I used to know somebody that would say tush a lot, and it made me cringe every time I heard it.
I just have to also feel, again, and I am blaming. I'm saying the right tackle was terrible, and dadgummit Mike McCarthy kick the freaking field goal.
Terrence Steele. Oh my gosh, John, this is hilarious. And I know a lot of people feel different ways about Pro Football Focus. In terms of pass blocking grades, let's see. Let's just go down the list. Tyron Smith, 82.8 pass blocking rating, pretty good. Jake Ferguson, tight end, doesn't count. Tyler Biadzik, however you say his last name, 56.2, not very good. Tyler Smith, 56, not very good. Zach Martin, 56, not very good.
Damn, the Hall of Famer Zach Martin right now is playing that bad?
Yeah, not a very good game. Terrence Steele, 15. A 15 pass blocking grade.
I'm telling you, it was the worst blocking I've ever seen from a professional tackle
he allowed, in football. 12 pass rushes, 7 hurries, 1 hit, and 4 sacks. He gave up 4 sacks. John, he was sacked. No, this says he was sacked 7 times. On ESPN, it says he was only sacked 5 times. So, give or take. Either way, this says he gave up 4 sacks. That's incredible.
Maine. That is, I knew he was bad just with the eye test, but when you look at PFF, that is insane, bro. That is insane. But the Dallas Cowboys did not get the job done. Eagles win. They are 8-1. Cowboys now 5-3 on the season, 2-3 away from their house. But yeah, we got a ton of NFL stuff to get to. But again, I thought Dak played great. But you know who else is playing absolutely out of their deadgum mind? C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, his day was, well, let's just say it wasn't anything like Bryce Young's day. Bryce Young continues to struggle, while C.J. Stroud has basically been tearing things up. And he's done something, and he did it yesterday, that only 6 people, not rookies, 6 players in NFL history. I'm talking about, this is ridiculous. C.J. Stroud, of course, taken after Bryce Young. Bryce Young, you know, I don't know what you would say right now about, like, what are your early grades on Bryce Young?
I mean, his offensive line's awful.
It is, the offensive line is terrible.
So I don't want to put too much on him.
Man, he had 3 interceptions yesterday. Did you know that?
Yikes.
That's not good, buddy.
No, that's not good at all.
That was really, really ugly performance. Panthers are a bad football team, 1-7, but Bryce Young yesterday, 3 INTs, while C.J. Stroud has done something that only 6 players in the history of the game have done, and that's throw 450 yards in a game.
Well, I forgot.
5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
I forgot who it was. One of his teammates, and I can't remember who it was, after a game earlier this season said the best thing the Houston Texans ever did as an organization, or the best thing we did the last 3 years, was win that final game of the season so we could draft C.J. Stroud instead of Bryce Young. And, I mean, he looking pretty true.
It is looking pretty true, actually.
He was unbelievable yesterday.
He was.
Him and Tank Dell were both unbelievable.
Man, are you a Texans guy? Was that who was a Texans guy that was up here?
I like watching C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell play, but I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm not a Texans fan.
Okay, that's right. All right, but man, C.J. Stroud again. Only 6 players have ever done this. He joins Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Donovan McNabb, Y.A. Tittle, and Jared Goff.
Wow.
Some pretty damn good company.
Really
I was shocked to see Goff up in that joint, to be honest with you.
I am too, but hey.
And Y.A. Tittle, you know, I wasn't around to watch him play. So.
A little before my time there, John.
Now, I felt kind of bad, though. You know, the debut for Clayton Tune didn't go very well. Did you notice that?
Shocker. Anybody watch him in college?
Yes. And also, but by the way, that Browns defense is still also just nasty.
Also, I know. I'm sorry that we got off of C.J. Stroud, but I wanted to look up the exact numbers. C.J. Stroud has more than double the amount of touchdowns than Kenny Pickett has this season, and I think his whole career, I think he now has more than Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett has 13 career passing touchdowns. C.J. Stroud has 14, and this year Kenny Pickett has 6 touchdowns, and C.J. Stroud has 14 this year.
Damn. I mean, I know, and that, by the way, I don't know if you remember my discussion last week after watching the Steelers yet do it again.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, with one of the worst offensive lines I've ever seen, again, not getting tons of production. They got that big dub over the Titans last Thursday, I think. And again, this guy has that team 5-3, and that's why Mike Tomlin is that dude.
Kenny Pickett also has 13 career interceptions. He has 13 career touchdowns
Damn.
and 13 career interceptions.
Dang, Kenny.
It's rough.
Dang. Not a very good football team, though. But hey, man, played ball in Pitt. Now he's playing for the Steelers. Life can't be all that bad. But C.J. Stroud is bad to the bone. But again, Clayton Tune was terrible. But the thing about the Browns was we actually saw Deshaun Watson back playing football. That is a good thing because the Browns, they need him. I mean, I'm not a huge P.J. Walker fan. I'm also because, I mean, he's done great while I've been thrust into the lineup. But, man, you gave that dude $230 guaranteed $1 million. You need to get him out there and get him to be Deshaun Watson. Get back playing some football. Be that dude. But, yeah, pretty wild day when it comes to the quarterbacks. And then the other thing that I was just shocked at yesterday, I really thought the Bills were going to have a better, just a better effort last night. That Bengals team, their defense is good. I mean, they had. Did you see how upset Stephon Diggs was at halftime?
What's new?
That is true. That is true. He's always ticked off.
He's always mad about something.
Like through 3 quarters, I mean, he had like 2 receptions or something, like 6 yards. It was something ridiculous. But man, Joe Burrow, long feels like it was a long time ago when Cincinnati started off their season absolutely horrendous. They've now moved up to 5-3. Bengals are looking great. That second half of football, like you talk about an ugly defensive game in the second half. Bengals didn't look that great on offense either.
No, they did not.
But man, they came out of the chute and dropped 21 on on the Bills' face in the first half. I mean, it was 21-7 at halftime. Bills fought back. Joe Burrow, though, is a bad man. And Josh Allen is asked to do it all on the ground. He's asked to do it with his arm, his mind. And the Buffalo Bills, who were 5-4 this year, and things aren't, like for me, I've been looking at this. Buffalo Bills, their schedule down the end of the season is murderer's row. Now, you get the Broncos next week, but you got the Jets, who have a great defense. You go to the Eagles. Back-to-back weeks, you go to the Eagles, you go to the Chiefs the week after that. Then you're at home against the Cowboys. Then you have to go all the way out to Los Angeles and play the Chargers. Back home for the Patriots and finish the year off down in Miami against the Dolphins. That's a tough schedule for a team that is 5-4 right now. Wow. And I know this division, like everybody just feels like, it's been Buffalo, man, and Miami can't beat a good team. Does anybody want to win the AFC East? Like, I don't trust Miami at all.
No. I trust Miami when they're playing at home.
Do you know
when
that
they're on the road? I do.
Miami lost yesterday. Buffalo lost last night. The Patriots, of course, lost. And the team that's been playing the best the last 3 weeks? It's the damn New York Jets, who are on a 3-game win streak.
Wow. That's a good point.
I mean, that is insane.
That's a really good point, John. I didn't even realize that.
And they're at home on Monday Night Football against the Chargers, getting 3.5 points tonight.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's wild. But I just feel like I feel bad because Josh Allen is that dude. We remember a few years ago in Kansas City when Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen went toe-to-toe, and everybody was like, damn, this is amazing. And then Pat Mahomes, oh my gosh, he did it. Josh Allen went and did it. Mm-hmm. And guess what happened? Pat Mahomes did Pat Mahomes things. You all know the rest is history. But after that, since then, he's been a turnover machine. It's because he's asked, I believe, to do just too damn much.
Yep.
He's the runner. He's out there throwing every time. They don't. I mean, it's just it's not working, sadly. And that Bills defense isn't as good as it used to be. It's not going to be able to go out there and hold everybody down. They were great in the second half against the Bengals, but the defense I was more impressed with was Cincinnati's defense. Cincinnati's is real.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now you know what else is real, and I mentioned this for just a second.
What's real?
What's real is the Ravens, man. The Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
The Ravens are looking.
That was incredible what they did.
Real, bro. Like what they've done. I mean, I don't even think people realize. I mean, if I see the Ravens playing an NFC divisional leader, I'm betting my house on the Ravens. I told you this earlier. They beat the brakes off the Lions, right?
Yep.
Well, they beat the brakes off the Seahawks.
Yep.
Those two games, combined score, 75-9.
Good Lord. That's crazy.
75-9. Mark Andrews is doing Mark Andrews things. He looked good. Lamar Jackson's bad to the bone. That Ravens team is looking stout. Right now, when you look around the AFC, who do you think the best team is?
I couldn't even tell you, John. Are you setting up to say the Ravens?
I'm just saying they are 7-2 along with the Kansas City Chiefs. Those are the two best records in football. And right now, as great as Pat Mahomes is,
yeah,
I'm concerned about this Kansas City offense.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have a bunch of dudes out there getting any kind of separation and pushing the ball down the field. Again, right now, they're winning games with their defense.
Oh, and John, I thought about you yesterday when I was watching the Ravens game because Odell Beckham Jr. scored his first touchdown of the season. And I thought about you because we had a conversation a couple weeks ago about Odell Beckham Jr. and his signing to the Ravens.
I mean, that
It's also his birthday, so a birthday touchdown.
Oh, nice. A little birthday touchdown.
A little birthday TD.
I like it. But, yeah, that Ravens team, man, like the AFC North, they look like the best. And the team that's also like another team that I think is starting to round out into form, and that's that Bengals team, which is 5-3. You got the Browns, the Steelers, and the Bengals all at 5-3. Worst team by far is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Mike Tomlin, you are that dude.
Uh-huh.
The Cleveland Browns, defense is great. Deshaun Watson's got to get his act together. He did play yesterday.
Looked good yesterday.
He looked pretty good. When he plays, he looks good. And I know he's got a little rotator cuff issue, but damn it, this is football.
Yeah.
Suck it up, son, and get out there. Bengals, man, they look like, you know, I mean, do you remember when everybody was like, stick a fork in the Bengals,
Yes.
it's over? They lost,
Yes.
3 of their first 4 games? And all of a sudden now, they are just, they're hot. I mean, they beat the Bills and the 49ers in back-to-back weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, they beat the Seahawks.
Yeah.
This is a team that's gotten hot at the right time. They, the interesting thing is, you know who they play next?
I don't. Who do they play?
The Texans. Did you think at the beginning of the year Joe
man.
Burrow and C.J. Stroud is going to want, like the Bengals and the Texans is going to be a game that everybody wants to watch?
No, I did not. Didn't see that coming.
Man, I'm stoked to see this game.
Except will the Texans have a kicker this weekend?
Oh, they had their punter made his field goal, didn't he?
No, they had a backup running back.
Or backup running back was the kicker.
Yeah, hold on, I forget his name. He's been he's an older guy. He's been in the league for a while.
Man, you got to tell me this one because no, I didn't.
Oh yeah, it was like the best part of the game is they went for 2. I don't know if he actually kicked a field. He did kick a field goal, but let's see.
Dude,
Dare Ogabawale. I remember him from Wisconsin. He ran at Wisconsin. 29-year-old running back. This year, his career stats: 2 carries for 4 yards, and his kicking stats now after yesterday are 1 for 1 on field goals.
Dude's a machine, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude is a machine.
And he also kicked the kickoffs, and there were twice. I think both times he kicked the kickoff, the Tampa Bay got a flag after the touchdown, and so he kicked off from the 50-yard line both times, and so got a touchback both times.
Nice.
Mm-hmm, it was awesome.
That is impressive.
It was awesome, and his teammates were
stoked.
Oh, they were pumped.
I bet they were. But we're discussing a little bit also about the Ravens and the Chiefs being, I think, the best 2 teams in the AFC. Do you not have more confidence than in Baltimore? They feel like a more complete football team. John Harbaugh's got his boys doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
Todd Monken's got that offensive rolling.
No, I
they
think
won
you're right.
4 straight. Kansas City Chiefs offense. I know they got Pat Mahomes, but you know the Ravens got that dude Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think
I mean, the Steelers. I can't believe I'm saying this. I feel like the Ravens are the best team right now in the AFC because I don't trust the
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins. We saw what happened with Miami yesterday. They cannot beat a team with a winning record, and I hate it because I like Mike McDaniel.
Me too.
I think he's a cool dude. I like when the Cheetahs are running out there, when they doing all their stuff, when Mostert and A-Chain. Like, I mean, there's speed to burn. But, man, Spags was all up in Kansas. I mean, all up in the Dolphins' business yesterday. I mean, who thought that was going to be a big defensive football game? No, I sure as heck didn't. I can promise you that. Now, we got all kinds of wonderful, crazy stuff going on in the world of football. And again, we got a big one tonight. You got the Chargers and the Jets and the total. And I'm looking forward to all these wonderful things, and I'm ready to gamble. We'll be giving you our picks 100% about 12:50. But do want to know a little something, man. What did you think about what Josh Dobbs was able to do against the Falcons yesterday?
It was awesome. It was unbelievable. Only an aerospace engineer could do that. And
I mean,
good thing he is an aerospace engineer, I guess.
Like, how can you not root for this dude? I mean, he gets his chance in Arizona. I think he goes out there and he does.
I thought he was good. Yeah, I thought he was good in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he's fine.
And of course, they want to lose. They got their little guy coming back, Kyler. Yeah. But deadgummit, man, he goes in there, and the deadgum Vikings. Like, they beat the Falcons, and I'm telling you, Arthur Smith, I love you, man. You got to get that the Falcons team right. To have Joshua Dobbs come to your house and beat you in your house, it's kind of embarrassing. Kind of embarrassing is a little bit of an understatement. And then, of course, the deadgum. Again, we brought this up earlier, but, man, did you see what the Raiders did to the Giants?
Yeah, no, I was shocked. We were
I'm telling you.
We were talking last week after they fired their coach, fired their GM, fired everybody, and we were like, they're still a favorite in this game, and then went out and took care of business.
Man, I'm telling you, that was Pierce. Don't play with him.
Yeah.
He's a player first, remember?
That's right.
Man, he's tough. And it's always weird. You get these teams, you take somebody that everybody in that building doesn't like, and Josh McDaniels out of there.
Mm-hmm. It's
amazing how they can come to play. Now, it was the Giants that they beat. And that little Aiden O'Connell dude didn't look too bad, did he?
No, I thought he was really good.
I like the fact that they got back to running the football with Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
I mean, that was important. But, man, yeah, the Raiders getting the dub and the cover and all that stuff, that was just that makes for good football, I think. Now, this one person's kind of flying under the radar. What do you think about the Commanders' little guy, Sam Howell?
I like Sam Howell. I think he's got a lot of potential. I mean, great quarterback in college. I like him. I like him a lot.
He shows like he'll like have a flash where you like, I see why he's starting quarterback for the Commanders. And then he'll also do some bonehead stuff, and it always seems like he loves to throw he's always willing and ready to throw a pick.
Mm-hmm.
He is a gunslinger. He is definitely a gunslinger. But man, not sure everything about him with all the crazy stuff going on. Now, we are going to take a little bit of an early time out today because we have a guest joining us very, very soon. I'm very excited to bring on my friend Barb Jordan. She was with us last year. We talked about her last year. She's doing some amazing things right now. She's a 3-time American, All-American, 3-time national champion in the sport of softball. She is wonderful, and this is going to be about women's safety awareness and self-defense. She's coming on next. Don't you dare touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Here at Memphis Barbecue Supply, we have everything you need for your Thanksgiving feast. If you're smoking, deep frying, or putting that turkey in the oven, we got over 20 different turkey injections and brines to keep your meat juicy and moist, with brine bags and buckets, and 308 different rubs and sauces to choose from. If you're in need of fuel, Memphis Barbecue Supply carries 9 different types of wood chip, chunk, mini logs, and logs of wood, and over 4 tons of wood pellets in stock. And don't worry, we also carry thermometers, injectors, and all other sorts of gadgets that you might need to simplify your cook. And for any questions that you might have, our knowledgeable staff is always eager to help. Memphis Barbecue Supply is located at 7041 Stage Road in Memphis, or you can order online at mbbqsupply.com. Follow us on all the social media platforms for recipes, new products, and barbecue news.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the Bag Boys.
What?
Bag Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag Boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Wow, I feel good. Shopping at DriveMax. DriveMax. You get value.
Need a a car that screams, I feel good? DriveMax has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
DriveMax! I got approved!
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Got Brian Dacus hanging out with me all day long, all day strong, and it is a beautiful Monday in the Mid-South. But we got something really special going on down at FedEx Forum. I know we got a basketball game tonight with the Tigers versus Jackson State, but tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. to 10:30, it's going to be a women's safety awareness and self-defense situation with my friend Barb Jordan. She's going to be doing it. It's hosted by FedEx Logistics. It's going to stream internationally. And you wonder who Barb Jordan is? Well, let me just tell you. She's a 3-time All-American, 3-time national champion. She in the sport of softball, of course. And she also represented Team USA for 7 seasons, winning a gold medal in each of those years. She was also an alternate on the 96 Olympic team. She represented Team USA as a coach on the junior and women's level, helping lead those teams to gold medals. She also used to be a broadcaster at ESPN, Fox Sports, and of course for MLB.com. But it's her new mission in life that she's doing something after just a very tragic event. And she's tackling it head on first and foremost. Here's Barbara Jordan. How are you doing today, dear?
Hey, Johnny. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Now, you have done so much in your life, but again, your life was basically you suffered an extreme traumatic event in your life with your sister. Would you like to fill them in on a little bit of your backstory?
Yeah, just, it was many years ago. I was a senior in college. I was in my 5th year, and I was down on the volleyball court one night about, 4 days after Thanksgiving. And my college roommate came down on the court, and she, put her hands on my shoulder. She spun me around, and she said, you have to go home right away. Something's happened to one of your sisters. And remember, 25 years ago, we didn't have cell phones. And I just was like, oh my God, one of my sisters is dead. I knew it. That's intuition. And it was a 30-minute drive home to my parents' house. And when I got there, my dad was standing at the front door. My mom was sobbing by his side. And he looked at me and he said, Rich murdered your sister Beverly today. And my mom cried and she said, he murdered her. He murdered your beautiful sister. And so you have to think, well, who is Rich? Well, Rich just played catch with the football with my brothers and I 20 feet from where I got that news on Thanksgiving Day. He just sat with my family at Thanksgiving dinner. But Rich has been called a true life sociopath, and he basically killed her for a life insurance policy.
Now, what is it that you're doing to basically, because this is a traumatic and sick story, but about when he got released in 2018, when he was released from prison, I know your knowledge, your passion, your commitment is now to educate women and basically people in safety and how to recognize signs and warnings. And what have you learned over the years, and what are you teaching these people now?
Yeah, that's a great question, Johnny. And so a lot of times it's the women that take my class. I do also educate the men who always find it very interesting how engaged the men are in my safety courses. But basically, we talk about, your basic skills, Johnny. Oh, this is, what you should do walking through a parking lot and loading your groceries or loading your luggage. These are your safety skills. But we also talk about, predators can be the guy in the hoodie, but predators can also be people that we know. And so I talk a lot about the warning signs, and sometimes it's, somebody who's too good to be true. That's the guy that entered our lives. Sometimes it's people that give you a lot of information, but they're only telling you things that they want you to know. They're not telling you the whole truth. And so as people, we have to keep our inner circles tight. We can't just trust people because they're so-and-so's friend or they're so-and-so's buddy or he did work on my house over here. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean as people we can let our guards down. So it's not about not trusting people, but it's about earning trust from people And we do that by not letting our guard down and always being aware of our situation.
Could you tell me a few warning signs?
Yeah, I mean, one of them is like, we'll just take Rich, the guy who killed my sister. Like, on paper, he's working on his 3rd master's degree. He was in the military. Whoa. He was in the Marines. He had a job in aerospace. He drove a shiny SUV with a personalized license plate. But see, those are all the things he wanted us to know. But what my family didn't know is, that he was married twice before and divorced twice before by the age of 30. Had we known that, my parents would have asked a lot more questions. His former wife fled in the middle of the night with their son and told the son that he died. You're never going to see your daddy again. So there were definitely warning signs with him. Sometimes, it's just the way. Let's say it's somebody you don't know, Johnny. You walk outside a building and there's just some guy leaning against the wall, and he's got his eyes on you and he's giving you a long stare. If you don't make eye contact with that person, if you take your eyes off of that person as you do a long walk to your car, that's not being aware of your situation. Being aware of your situation is having confidence, and it's being able to look at somebody and just kind of letting them know, I see you and I'm not going to be your target. And then you have the body language that goes along with it, that you're not timid, you're not on your phone, you're not distracted, you are aware, and no way in the world is anybody going to be able to attack you.
So, I have 2 daughters and some granddaughters, a beautiful girlfriend, a bunch of women in my life that I love so much, my mother, of course. Like, this feels like this is basically for anybody, of course, not, just women, but like any age, like you can learn this because it could, like you said, save your life or save somebody's life that you love.
Absolutely. So again, it's the women most of the times that take my classes. But it could be for anybody because all of these scenarios that I'm telling you happen to everybody. What do you do if somebody pulls a gun on you? Most people don't know what to do. And what we do, our response is what we see on TV. Don't scream or I'll shoot. Well, if you don't scream, who are you benefiting? You're benefiting the shooter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so,
yep.
And you have to understand, like, signs to look for, like, are they trained in a handgun? You could tell if someone's trained with a handgun simply by how they hold the gun. Because when you run, you kind of want to know, like, what are my chances if I run? And by the way, we all should run when we have the chance. That, if somebody's waving it and they turn the gun sideways, a lot of the times it's just intimidation. But give them what they want as far as, your computer, your wallet, your phone, your car. They could have everything. The only thing they can't have is you. Because if any of us go with them, we're probably never going to be seen again.
Golly, well said, Barb. That's so true. I think everybody needs to hear this. I do know tomorrow, 9 a.m., you're going to be at the FedEx Plaza downtown. You are obviously in Memphis, I hear, Barb. So are you excited about that? And how do people find out? Also heard that it was going to be set to stream pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to stream internationally. This is being hosted by FedEx Women's Logistics, and it is for FedEx employees, tomorrow's classes. But, Johnny, I travel all across the country. I do classes for the high school level. I do classes at the collegiate level. I went to the University of Washington and Idaho this year following the Idaho 4 murders. Those poor, they're just scared to death out there, But
yep.
We can be empowered if we do the skills to stay safe. And, staying safe doesn't take a lot of work, but it does take a few seconds every day. And maybe that's just, I'm going to park over here instead of parking over there. Or I'm going to pick this gas pump instead of that gas pump. And it's just a simple decision because you're putting yourself into an environment where you feel the safest.
What do you think, what are some of the advice that you give to young girls who are, like in the high school level who are getting ready to go off to college? They're going to be out there on their own for the first time, meeting tons of new people. I feel like that is definitely a target audience for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll tell you, besides awareness, honoring your no. That when you say no to somebody, see, a lot of guys think that when a woman says no or a young girl says no, it's a negotiation factor, and they start to try and they go, well, what about if this, or what if I don't stay long, or hey, and they try to make it sound better. But as somebody, when you say no to somebody, that's probably your intuition, and that's your first thought. And I'm a big believer in that. So when your intuition speaks to you, honor it. Because as we go about our days, every day, Johnny, our intuition doesn't speak to us every day. But when your intuition does speak to you, we should all listen to it, because your intuition can save your life. I'm a big believer in that.
Man, that is, I like that. I mean, as simple as just basically trusting your own instincts. I mean, hey, if you got, the hair starts standing up on the back of your head, on the back of your hand, it's for a reason.
Yep. It absolutely is. And sometimes, like, we talk ourselves out of it. We're like, oh, it's nothing. Oh, I'll be okay, And then you're in a terrible situation, and you're like, I knew it. Man. And men and women, we should all listen to it, because it only serves one purpose, and that's to keep us safe.
Talk about a class organization, a class business here in Memphis. I mean, FedEx is letting all their employees come down to this and taking care of it. I mean, that's impressive. Good on FedEx.
Yeah, I mean, any businesses that do this for their employees, it says, we care about you as our workers, but we also care about you as people. Because what they're learning in tomorrow's class are life skills. And they're going to go home and they're going to tell their family. And they're going to go home and they're going to tell their friends. And they're going to pass on these little skills the rest of their lives. And that's why I'm so proud of this course, is because I feel like it has a ripple effect. And, and I just think it's so important, especially in today's world, that we all do things to stay safe.
Oh, Barb, I gotta get my daughter's eyes on some of your work. Where can I find it?
Hey, on Instagram, I'm always_Bev. My website, if you're interested in the class, you can reach me there under contacts. It's alwaysbev.com, and Bev is for Beverly, which was my sister that was killed, and I picked Bev for Be Vigilant, because that's what her letters, mean to me. And yeah, those are the best places, where you can find me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm everywhere, and I'm always posting little tips for how people can stay safe.
And also, if you go to the website, alwaysbev.com, I mean, it's also right there. It's got safety info. It's your services. You can, like you said, you can get in touch with you. Please, people, check it out. Show it to your daughters. Show it to your friends. Show it to your kids. Show it to your sons. Show it to everybody. Barb, I know you're going to do a wonderful job tomorrow. I appreciate you and everything that you're doing to help make, everybody aware and a little bit safer in this world, because it has gotten a little crazy.
Listen, Johnny, I want you to know how cool it is that you have this sports show and you're having me on to do this segment. So that says tons to me about who you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Bev Jordan, you be blessed, and I'm definitely going to be sending this to everybody I know.
You got it. Thanks, Johnny.
That is Barb Jordan. What a sweetheart. But damn, that was one of the most traumatic events I could not imagine. But, taking her pain and trying to give to keep other people from not having to deal with this type of pain and being vigilant. So alwaysbev.com, check it out. Now, we are going to take a quick time out, because we are on the other side going to do a mini Hardwood, and I'm going to give you my bets. Finally made my decision. No, that's all coming up, but first I got to remind you, Tito's down at the Ole Miss game, man. We had Tito's Bloody Mary bar going on. It was awesome. Why do I use Tito's? Because it is the best vodka in the world. It's also crafted right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. It is 100% gluten-free, and it's just good. Tito Beverage, he's the dude who came up with the recipe. He taste tested, served to a few friends, taste tested again until he got the finest juice around, and he has it 6 times distilled and stilled in classic copper pots. That's why it's got a unique flavor, slightly sweet with that black pepper note balancing everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail or drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. Hardwooded bets on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as just 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
Spencer here with ATC Fitness. There's no better time of the year than now. Football and fitness go hand in hand in the fall. And with individual screens on each piece of cardio and multiple big screens throughout the rest of the club, you'll never miss a bit of the action watching your favorite team. ATC Fitness continues to be the Mid-South's choice for fitness, family-owned for 30 years, and proud supporters of Coach Silverfield and the Memphis Tigers. Join online at atcfitness.com. ATC Fitness, exercise your right to look good.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Brian Dacus on the other side. Big thanks to, of course, Bev Jordan. She is going to be, always trying to help out women and safety and all that stuff. Go to alwaysbev.com. Check her out. Fine woman who's trying to help others so they don't have to experience a traumatic event as she did. Now, we have a little news. Did you hear that the Cubs are going to hire Craig Counsell?
Oh, yeah.
From their rivals, the Brewers?
Yep.
If you're in Milwaukee, do you not just have to say, I'm going to give you beer for life or whatever? You can't leave us?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how much
weird is that they're going to
them.
leave Milwaukee and then stay in division and go and be coaching against them a bunch of
I know a lot of people. It was kind of originally reported a couple weeks ago that he was going to interview with the Mets, and then it looked like
that was
a
few weeks ago he did.
Yeah,
but
so I was kind of surprised when I saw the Cubs hired him, but I don't really like Craig Counsell. So
you don't like little guys who overachieve.
I just don't like the Brewers or the Cubs.
Okay.
And in turn,
so therefore,
I
see. I mean, fandom,
That's right.
I get it. Now, we're about to get to a little bit of hardwood because it feels so good. Because we got all kinds of weird stuff going on, man. I got Tiger. Remember the Tiger King?
Oh, yeah.
I got a little Tiger King. It's not about Joe Exotic, somebody else. We also got some sad news from Daniel Jones. Taylor Swift holds parties. We got I think Milwaukee Bucks star. Did you see where he might have pooped himself on the court the other night?
I did not.
Well, this is disgusting, so I'm going to have to tell you that. And then also I saw something a little fishy yesterday in the NFL. Team kneeled the ball on a 2-point conversion instead of kick the extra point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
That was the Texans.
That was the Texans.
Yeah.
I've been saving this for Hardwood because that was fishy. C.J. Stroud was awesome. 450 yards, 5 touchdown passes, no interceptions. The dude's a baller. But what was that, bro? The line was 2.5.
It had nothing to do with the line. I'm sorry.
It
had nothing to do with the line.
Hey, why? I mean, I know it was like 6 seconds, but they still had to go 70 yards. I mean, you can go 70 yards, you get a penalty, something, man. I'm telling you. I mean, these kickers are making 50, 60-yard field goals like it's
kicker's
nothing.
Injured.
Well, that is true, too. That is true, but I don't know. I felt like it had a little something to do with the line, to be honest with you. Because I was on the losing side of that. That's one of the games I lost yesterday.
It makes sense.
They win, and I'm like, yeah. And let me just tell you something. I was screaming at the television.
Makes sense now.
Now, we're going to get to a little bit of Hardwood, but first, I got to remind you, we get there because of our wonderful sponsors, and Central Barbecue, where smoke is their sauce, is one of our fine sponsors, and their food is absolutely delicious. I love everything. I love their ribs. You can also ship those ribs anywhere in the world. But man, I love to start off with the nachos or the cheese plate. Sometimes those smoked hot wings. I like the jerked. I like the dry spice, and I love the sweet heat. They're all good. They got honey gold. They got wet. They got naked. I don't think I've ever had a naked one. That just means nothing on it, right?
Right.
Just a smoked wing.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds a little more exciting, but man, they got nachos. They got all the fixings and the trimmings. You can get turkey. You can get pulled chicken. You can get pulled pork. Everything is delicious at Central Barbecue, and they've got 5 locations. You got Midtown. You got Summer, man, 38. Oh, man, 38122 Summer Avenue. I love that one. Plus, they got you downtown. They got you on Poplar, South Haven. Telling you right now, you want some Central Barbecue? You're close to one. Head on over there and go get you the good stuff. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
All right. I got to start with Tiger King because I'm just fascinated with the Tiger King. And it's not really the Tiger King, but it's that dude, Doc Antle. Do you remember him? The other guy who was also doing the Tiger game. Like he was all in the Tiger game.
Okay.
Do you remember him?
No, I'm looking it up.
Like Joe Exoto and Doc Antle didn't like each other.
I remember his character. I just don't remember what he looks like.
Well, he's not the most attractive guy, but he also, is a weirdo. Like had a harem. Like a bunch of girls who wanted to take care of the tigers that were younger that were like his girlfriends. He's a weird dude. I mean, I don't know how he did it, man. I guess having lions around will get you a weird life, but he just got 5. You remember him now?
Yeah, I see him. I remember him. Yeah.
Nut, man. He's a complete lunatic. Well, he just got pled guilty for charges of sneaking around animals and conspiring to launder money. He got 5 years, fined $250,000, and then after he serves his 5 years behind bar, he'll have 3 years of supervised release where he's got to check in and be taken care of. Man, what a weird life.
I mean, does that surprise anybody, though? Like, you're telling me...
I just don't understand what it took so long. This dude's been doing this for 30 years.
The whole show was about them trafficking animals. And
I know.
They after that documentary came out, they, made even more laws about it. And so we're surprised that these people are still doing it?
Man, we should not be surprised. I can tell you that much. That's just weird, man. Also, sad news yesterday for Giants fans. Not only did they lose the game, but, man, Daniel Jones has got...
Yeah, that's all.
He's done for the season, man. Tore his ACL just a few months after getting that big old contract. So that's some sad stuff. But now, I got to tell you about something disgusting. Did you see Brooke Lopez the other night? This is, kind of embarrassing. Like there's no grass on a court.
No.
So when your white pants end up turning brown, in the butt, I think you screwed up. You stayed on the court a little too long. You might have needed to go into a bathroom break. You haven't seen this on social media?
Too much fiber, no.
This is the real deal Holyfield, bro.
Interesting.
How embarrassing would that be? If I pooped myself on national television at an NBA game, I would be struggling right now.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, this is gonna...
Didn't that happen to another basketball player, maybe a couple weeks ago?
Golly, I hope not. What's going on, basketball players? Can y'all do me a favor and handle your business before you
It
go
was
out there
an
and try to
NBA
do your
preseason
business.
game. I don't remember.
Ooh, that's crazy, man. Like how's that happen? I don't even
I guess maybe you're down on the block. Guys are giving you that elbow to the stomach, trying to bang around down there. Maybe just
I'm going to tell
hit
you
the
right
wrong
now.
area.
I'm looking at Milwaukee Bucks star Brook Lopez a little different from now on, brother. And if it's like I wouldn't, man, his teammates got to be like, bro, you're nasty. Like you are nasty. Now something's got to be fishy. Okay, I know that. The Texans are 4-4. Again, C.J. Stroud was awesome.
Sure was.
Awesome. The Bucks took the lead 36-33 with 46 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And that's when C.J. Stroud put together a dirty drive, brought him back, hit Tank Dell, 2 huge plays, unbelievable. And then with the score 39-37 and me laying 2.5, I'm dancing in the street. I'm dancing in the street. Ow!
I like that.
They line up for a 2-point conversion and then kneel the giant. They didn't kick the extra point. I didn't win, man.
That's too bad.
What the bleep is that? I'm sorry. Like, you just basically screwed all your fans, by the way, out of money. You know that, right? Don't you need your fans to come to the game? Yeah, C.J. Stroud's a hell of an attraction.
Oh, this is great. So they're going to boycott because I'm
telling you right now.
the team won, but they lost their bets. That would be fantastic.
I'm telling you right now, if I'm in Houston right now, I'm putting my season tickets on, if I had them, on. I'm selling them junts. I want my money back. I love C.J. Stroud. I love him. But, bro, all you have to do is kick it. Damn. Like, why would you do that to me?
Good question. And didn't we say that their backup running back that ended up coming into he made a field goal, so he was capable of doing it. But John, you never know. Maybe he gets blocked or something, and they run it back and get some points, and that really messes everything up. So just knee it, and then let your defense hold them a couple plays.
Well, that was one of the most disappointing things that I've seen in a long time. And the other thing I was going to tell you, this stuff is getting out of control with the Taylor Swift thing. You know what I mean?
Everything with Taylor Swift's getting out of control.
They did a whole thing where they sat outside of her New York City apartment, and she hosted a bunch of we call them WAGs, you know what I'm saying? Wives and girlfriends of some Kansas City Chiefs players.
Oh wow! So she's trying to get friendly with all of them.
She is getting friendly.
Wow.
Her and Brittany, Pat Mahomes' wife, they're all buddy. I don't know. It's wild, man. It is absolutely
That's
wild.
great. I'm glad they're friends.
Yep. I mean, do you think it'd be fun to be friends with Taylor Swift?
Sure.
It's got to have its perks, right?
Sure. I mean, she's only like the biggest star in music right now.
Yeah, which is crazy. Just crazy. Now, what else is crazy? Taking the Jets. But, man, I'm telling you, I think this is the right side. I'm going plus the 3.5. I think it's going to be an ugly, dirty game. I like under 40. I also like Jets plus 3.5. I think they are going to run. I think that defense is going to show up. He knows, Robert Saleh knows if he's going to win this game, it ain't going to be a shootout. He's going to have to muck this game up and make it a low-scoring defensive football game. And I told you early, in all the games this year that have happened when it comes to a game, you take if the total is 42 or lower, and you had gone and took every underdog, you'd be 25-10-2.
Wow.
That is impressive right there. That says Chargers under.
I like it.
Man, get out there, make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.